All right, I want to start by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, Bahashim Rakakadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles, a great millstone. Salutations to the elect out there, wherever you may be. All right, I want to do a quick lesson to the Spirit. And what I'm going to do is I want to start with a quick verse before I play the video. So I'm going to start with Genesis 6:11. And the earth also was corrupt before Yahweh, and the earth was filled with violence. You see? Let's go into it, and I'll read a little bit more. But you see, just like back then, the earth is full of violence. That's why that second death is going to eventually come, which is going to be by what? Fire. The first great death was what? By the flood. You see? All right, verse 12, it says, "And the Lord looked upon the earth, and behold, it was corrupt, for all flesh had corrupted his way upon the earth. And God said unto Noah, the end of all flesh has come before me, for the earth is filled with violence through them. And behold, I will destroy them with the earth." You see? So that was the first great death, because what? Violence filled the land, and they corrupted the way of the Lord upon the earth. Just like now, just like it was back then, it's going to be a lot of violence in the land. Let's get this video. All right, let's show some violence. Well, let's get this video that describes some of the violence that's done in the land. All right, here we go. Let's play it. Start it over. All right. So lucky I'm holding my phone, and I'm finna play the video. So lucky. All right. Let's play the video.
Neighbor who executed a father and his stepson in a Brooklyn apartment hallway during an argument over noise. This video, of course, was taken by surveillance in the hallway, and as you can see, it is extremely graphic. So let me start by saying that this is a sad situation blown out of context. First, we see the shooter, who was Jason Pass, a Brooklyn man, fatally shot his upstairs neighbor, 47-year-old Vladimir Matron, and his 27-year-old stepson. The double murder started on Sunday night when Pass confronts his neighbor, Mary DeLily, reportedly over loud noise. DeLilly's husband and two children also joined her in the hallway during the confrontation. Matron rushes outside of the apartment, brandishing a pair of scissors that he directed towards Pass' face. Matron's wife tries to pull Matron's back from Pass, but Matron pulls away from his wife. This is a sad situation to continue the confrontation. Pass then pulls a gun from his waistband and points it at Matron. Matron begins to walk back towards his apartment. Daughter runs back inside the apartment along with his wife as he is shot. His stepson, Chinua Modi, tries to flee towards the stairs, but passes the gun. When he goes past Pass guns him down. Also, taking multiple shots at his body, then Pass will walk back to Matron, who he had already shot, and see him moving, trying to get away, stands over him and coldly shoots him point blank range. Yasmin, this is destructive beyond belief. We talked about this yesterday. We talk about this all the time. This idea that America has so much access to guns in places like New York that has some of the.
And you see, that also goes into what the curses. You see, the curses that will befall Israel if they disobeyed the Lord, if they broke his covenant. All right, let's get another scripture, then I'll let the video play out. All right, let's go to, this is Deuteronomy 28:54. It says, "So that the man that is tender among you and very delicate," you see, back then we had love for our brothers and for our kindred. You see, but violence has filled the land. But it's going to get to the point where it was back then. It's going to get, exceedingly great. And then the Lord is going to bring judgment. You see? All right, it says, "So that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eyes shall be evil towards his brother." You see? Just like in that video, his eye was evil towards his brother. That's why he shot and killed him. Well, him and his 27-year-old son, and towards the wife of his bosom, and towards the remnant of his children, which he shall leave. All right, let's finish playing the video.
Some of the strictest laws, we still see how destructive a simple confrontation between neighbors can become. What are your takes on guns, one, and then also neighbors killing each other over noise?
Yeah, so I live in Texas, so guns are everywhere. We have a lot of guns and they want more guns. So this is something that is very, very common around here. Republicans, Democrats around Texas, we all have guns in our homes. It's very much like part of the culture here. And so I think we have a kind of a unique take on the whole issue than some people in maybe LA, New York, and then in the more rural areas might. So there's part of it, but the argument that always comes up is, well, people are still going to get guns, whether or not you outlaw them, whether or not you make them more difficult to get, people will still have them. And those people will probably be the bad guys who don't want to have them. But I think the bigger issue here, or the bigger conversation maybe, is the culture surrounding guns that we have in this country, right? It becomes an arms race, right? If somebody has a gun, then I also need one to protect myself from that person. And then other people say, there's more guns, I need to protect myself, right? So even if you're not really a gun advocate, sometimes you still feel like I need to keep up because everybody else out here is playing on a different.
You see the father, he has scissors in his hand. You see, he got all in that guy's face with scissors.
Playing field from the one that I'm on. So the whole culture that we've created in this country around guns has become so incredibly toxic.
And what the video doesn't show is when the stepson got shot, he was laying in a pool of his own blood. You see, they're not going to show that part.
That simple things like a dispute between neighbors over something like noise, which really shouldn't escalate much further than that, has become a...
Yeah, it shouldn't, but violence is increasing in the land. Wickedness, iniquity, which is sin upon sin. You see, it's going to get worse. The beginning, like the scriptures say, the beginning of sorrows and great mourning, the beginning of famines and great death, the beginning of wars. You see, and the power shall stand in fear, the beginning of evils. You see, so we're being led towards that great tribulation, which World War III is going to happen very soon. Like the scriptures say, the third woe cometh quickly. You see, the Lord is shortening the days, so things are going to get worse and worse. Prices are going to increase. A lot of bad times are coming.
A deadly situation, right? There's a person who has lost a husband, who's lost sons, there's people who are dead over noise, right? That never should have happened. It never should have escalated to that point. And unfortunately, it's become so commonplace in this country for things like that to happen that it almost is like, what else is there left to say? In Texas, if you honk your horn at somebody, there's a really... I don't want to oversell it, but there's a significant chance that person, if they are road raging, if they're, in having a bad day or something like that, they could pull a gun on you, right? So in Texas here, we think twice about things like that. And I think overall what it's doing is it's eroding whatever bonds we have with the people around us, right? We're afraid of the people around us. We're afraid of our neighbors. We're afraid of the people that we go see at the grocery store, things like that. Our communities are fraying at the edges, and all those different components really don't, they don't look good for the future of this country as a United States of America, as a united people. We are very, very much becoming disconnected, and the threat of violence between us is not helping.
Yeah, and just to be honest, I think that I hear this argument about we need guns to protect ourselves because bad people have guns. I think that's a flawed argument. Australia back in the 90s had a situation where there was a mass shooting. They passed.
All right, I'm going to end the video right here. You can always, search it and find it. You see, this guy, his channel is called Undisputed. You can finish watching the video if you like on his channel. And you see, of course, they were going to kill the gunman. You see, because the scripture says that he that liveth by the sword shall die by the sword. Let's get it. Die by the sword. Let's see. I think it's in. Let's see. Is it in Matthew? I think Yahushua said it. Live by the sword. Yeah, let's search that one. Live by the sword. Up. It's kind of bright. Let me search it. I should have found it already. Let's see. Live by the shell. Come on. Let's get the KJV. Come on. All right, Matthew 26:52. Matthew 26. All right. Yeah, Yahushua said it. All right, it says, then Yahushua said unto him, put away thy sword, because that's when Peter had tried to defend Yahushua by cutting one of the men that were trying to get him. He cut his ear off. And Yahushua told Peter, he said, put away again thy sword in his place, for all they that take the sword shall perish with the sword, you see? So if you live by the sword, you shall die by the sword. All right, I'm going to end lesson here. A tragic event. But hey, times are getting worse. If you don't return back to the Lord, man, it's only going to get worse. All right. All praises to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushua, Bahashim, Kakadash. All right. Shalom.